your essays, when it comes to your developmental essays, have linkage with one or more of the 17 SDGs. Make sure whatever you are studying has a correlation with one of these. This makes it easier for you to write your developmental impact essays. Let me use my research, for instance. I'm working on intra-household gender gaps in agriculture and its impact on food security. So that has a correlation with zero hunger, gender inequality, and also no poverty. So it was easier to tailor down my essays because it already finds its expression in one of the sustainable development goals, which is global issues. This is something people are trying to find to solve. So if whatever you are studying or whatever you intend to do can find expression, that means you are contributing your quota in achieving these goals, which is a good one. Now we are going to the 12 tips I have for making your application outstanding. I know there are still additional tips. You would have add some here and there, but you can just add this to it, and yeah. So the first one is let your essay shows that although you will be a primary beneficiary of this award, the benefit does not end with you. Commonwealth invests a lot of money into education, into people's education. So they want you to pass it across. They are looking for people to invest in. It's like investment. Why the person they are investing in is also investing in other people. Like investing in other people is a way of trying to help other countries to also get on their feet. So always have this at the back of your mind when you are writing your essay. Be honest and also ensure that you are writing your essay in such a way that, no, I'm not just studying this because of myself alone. It's not for only me and my family to benefit. I'm doing this because these are people that also want to benefit from it. So have that one at the back of your mind when you're writing your essay. Let that one form your thought flow in writing your essays. And also another thing is, let your developmental impact essays be smart. Let it be specific, let it be measurable, let it be achievable, let it be relevant, let it be time-bound. And I must say this, Commonwealth is not looking for someone to solve all the problems you have in your home country. They are not looking for someone to solve all the health-related issues. They are not looking for someone to solve all the agricultural-related issues, food security issues. If that's the case, in the first I mentioned, about 31,000 people have gotten this award. Probably with that, assuming they are looking for people to solve all the problems, by now we shouldn't have any problem in all of our own country. They just want you to choose a place where you want to make those impacts. So let this form your developmental essays. Don't be vague. Don't come and write things that you cannot do, like, in the next 20 years, about 50,000 people will be lifted out of poverty by the time you are through with this education. All those are it's very, very, don't let me say it's not achievable. But just be specific. Look for an area where you want to make your impact. You don't have to be all over. You don't have to come like you want to solve all the health-related issues. It can just be about skin-related disease, a particular skin-related disease. It can just look for a niche that you can carve for yourself in these in your application. So don't be vague. Don't let it be specific. Let it be measurable, and let it be time bound. Like tell them, okay, this is what you intend to achieve in the next 2 to 3 years after the completion of your award. This is what you intend to achieve in the next 5 years to 6 years. So that's already time bound, and let it be relevant. Another thing I want to say is that when you are writing your leadership and volunteering experience, use the STAR method. The situation, the task, the action, and results method. I think the situation to describe the issue on ground, what happened, and when it took place. The task to explain the task and what the goal was, and provide details about the actions you took, and also conclude what now happened as a result of that. Probably I should just read about one paragraph of my essays to give better light to this. My essay, that's for my leadership and volunteering essay. I don't know if I should read the second paragraph or the third one. Okay, let me go for the fourth one. I wrote now for my leadership now. I said why I'm just picking a paragraph out to explain the situation, task, action, and results. I wrote why studying. That's the fourth paragraph of this way. While studying for my master's degree in 2018, I was elected the academic representative of my class. My compelling charisma contributed to my victory in the election. The position made me an automatic member of the Biosciences Student Staff Council. The Biosciences Student Staff Council met twice termly to discuss the student progress and challenges. I delivered my responsibility excellently, ensuring all my classmates' challenges and complaints were properly channeled and resolved. For instance, there was a time a summative oral presentation was examined by just one academic against the university rule that stipulated the presence and scoring by at least 2 professors. My classmates were dissatisfied. I presented their complaints before the BSSC, which is the Biosciences Council. It was resolved and the oral presentation was re-examined. It was amazing how the position unlocked within me a prompt, complex problem-solving skill in a diverse environment. That's just an example of how I just stated the situation. And okay, let me pick the second paragraph as well. I said it was a norm for the 4th year agricultural undergraduate students in my university to undergo a compulsory internship. The university posted my group, over 290 students, to a small rural community called the Shagaorile in Ogun State, Nigeria. There, I got selected by the university management to be the assistant student coordinator. Then I put an hyphen, a merit appointment based on academic excellence, leadership acumen, and moral standard. I took up the position and was determined to give my best. The period was characterized by conflict between the villagers and students. The coordinator and I organized a peace and reconciliation movement to settle disputes. Resolving feuds between 2 groups with different literacy level was echoing, but we eventually brokered peace and unity. So that's like talking about situation, what I did, the task. So if you adopt this method, it's going to give your essay clarity. So the next point is for your personal statement. I wrote, craft a compelling story. Commonwealth have already stated what they want for your essay. They said they want you to summarize the way in which your personal background has encouraged you to want to make an impact in your own country, including personal or community barriers you have overcome. So this makes their personal statement a little bit different from what is expected when you're looking for admission. These want you to tell a story of what you have experienced, the challenges you have faced in the time past, and how it motivates you to want to study the course you want to study. So you have to write a good story here, because what they are looking for is definitely the story. They want to go into your personal background to see what is motivating you to want to study this. So make sure you craft a compelling story for your personal statements. And also, I think I've mentioned this. I don't think I've mentioned it. For those people that have a second class honor, I made mention of something the other time. I talked about there's like an unwritten rule for Commonwealth. They kind of it favors first class students more, or people with outstanding academic record, like the people with 4 point something over 5 and 5 point something over 6. It favors them more. But if you have a second class offer, we have many people too with second class have gotten this offer. That means you have to make your developmental impact, your research proposal or study plan if you're for masters, your personal statement, your leadership and voluntary essays exceptional. You have to make it exceptional because that's what you are going to leverage in order to stay above those people that already have the academic merit. So that means you have to craft your essays in such a way that it will make you stand out. that they will not even look closely into you having a first class or not. They'll be like, no, this is worth it. So make sure that your essay, you have to go extra mile to make sure these particular essays are exceptional. Also, ensure that your essay is logically structured. Let it be easy to follow. Let it be so easy. Don't let those people, the selector, those people that are reviewing it, are reading it, don't let them be lost. They are looking at a lot of applications. So it's easy for them to just discard yours if they know that it's not flowing well. And because of the amount of offer that comes with this, they expect you to make your application error-free. Because they know if you've invested a lot of time, get people to read it for you, get people to read through for you, like it shows that you mean business. But when they start seeing a lot of grammatical errors here and there, to be like, this one just made the application like, I'm just making an application. So when you are writing, be intentional about making it grammatical error-free. You can make use of Grammarly, you can get people to read it for you. You can leave your essay for some days, then take it again, read it out aloud. It will help you to like, this one does not really make sense. No, this is a mistake. And avoid being vague. This vagueness also come in line with things that are not achievable or things that are just too. Avoid being vague in your writing as well. And have someone review your essay for you. You can have access to any previous scholars or even scholars from different universities. Just tell them, like, can you send your application to them, your essays to them? Can they help you read through? They will give you some points. They will help you make some corrections. There will be an improvement, I believe. So you can get someone to review your essays. And for those people that want to get someone to review your essay, that means you have to send it way ahead. You don't send your application like 2 days before, 3 days before, and just be on the person's neck like, cancel your schedule. Just help me go through this essay. So it's good if you have someone review your essay for you. It will help you get the opinion of the other person as well. Another thing is market yourself effectively. Commonwealth does not require you to write exam, except for the nominating agencies that require you writing exam or doing an interview. Commonwealth don't do that. So what is speaking for you is what you've written down. They've not seen you, they've not met you, they are not coming to interview you after that. So your essay is what is speaking for you. So if you're graduating as the best in your department, write it. If you're graduating as the first class and you know that your GP is something around 4.8 or 4.7, don't be humble. Because you are competing with thousands of people. If you have an achievement, if you have done something in your community, write it down. Don't just be like, no, I want to be like, don't be, market yourself effectively. They need to see it in your essays. Write it like, don't be like you're selling yourself out. For instance, when I read that, I talked about I delivered my responsibility excellently well. Yeah, I talked about this position it was a merit position based on academic excellence, leadership achievement, and moral standard. I'm trying to let them know that you say I have academic excellence, I have leadership achievement, and I also have moral standard. I'm selling myself out to them. The second paragraph also, I said my compelling charisma contributed to my victory. I'm selling myself out. I'm telling, look, I'm not just coming here. I think I have what it takes. So don't be humble. Like, sell yourself, market yourself effectively. That is another thing I'm going to talk about. And avoid using complex grammar. Use clear and straightforward English. I think some of us, don't let me be like Nigeria in particular, we are made to think when we use big grammars, it will be like, yes, this person has stops upstairs. But the truth of the matter is that studying here and being here, I understand that these people are not really interested in the complex grammar. Even you with time, like you won't really be interested in people speaking complex, big grammar. It's not about the big grammar. It's about being clear. It's about clarity. Just let it make sense. They are reviewing a lot of essays. Nobody has time to be checking the dictionary to see what does this mean. Oh, okay, yeah, this they won't be impressed. So if you know that you have complex English that requires someone consulting the dictionary before they understand what it means, please narrow it down, like simplify it. And also make use, I wrote, make sure you use up or come close to exhausting the specific words count. All the essays that you have been told to write, it has specific ones. There are some 100, there are some 250, there are a couple of 500. For research proposal, you're required to write 750. So if they're requested to write 500 words, don't leave it at 300 words. Don't leave it at 350. It makes it seem like you are not really into this thing. If you are really into your application, you will find it difficult to put your words in that 500 word count they've given, to put your word in that 750. So come close to it. If they've said 500, make sure you write something close to above 480. That shows that, yes, this person is really into it. Don't just leave a scanty, put 150 words. People do funny things when it comes to application. You see someone requested to write probably 300 words and just wrote a few lines of about 100, and you expect that those people that kept the 300 words, they know what they are doing. They want to give you time to express yourself well. So don't just leave, come close to the expected word counts. But by writing something does not mean you should fill in the remaining with jargons. No, don't do that. Make sure you write something quality. And also, I wrote, only choose referees who are willing to submit references for you. Commonwealth make it as clear. If you don't have up to 2, forget. No matter what, even if your nominating agency puts you forward, even if your application is excellent, wonderful, you have all it takes. Once there's no up to 2 referees that are putting it on paper, like this person, we can attest to this person being good, we can attest to they won't even consider you at all. And another thing I want to add to this is that choose referees that would really write good things about you, that will sell you well. That's why it's good to have good relationship with your previous lecturers, your people you've worked with. It's good to have and maintain cordial relationship with them. And the same thing with supporting statements as well. So for PhD candidates, supporting statement from a proposed UK supervisor is crucial. If you don't have a supporting statement from a proposed UK supervisor, you won't be considered at all. Not only admission now, you need a supervisor to be like, yes, I'm willing to take this person. I think that's a way of communicating to Commonwealth that whatever you want to research has been peer reviewed by an academic, like someone that have the intellectual and also have an understanding of the field, and the field is workable. Another thing that cannot be emphasized for many of us that are familiar with scholarship, they will always tell you this: do not plagiarize. For no reason, do not plagiarize. Don't go on the internet, see free personal statements or what have you, then copy it into your essays. No. These people have advanced, they have Turnitin, those are advanced plagiarism system. They don't even need to read through and be like, no, this one copied. Once they see it, it brings out the percentage and even where you are getting it from. This is even different from the plagiarism, the free apps we have online, the Turnitin. It will bring out, where those would have written it before. And mind you again, they also have previous applications still on their site. So it's easy to detect that this has come to us before, and this person is also writing it. So for those of us that have people, probably previous Commonwealth scholars, give them essays. You want to make sure that you don't plagiarize. Even if they've given you, the only thing you can do with that is read through. Don't use it to start writing yours. Once you read through, you understand what you want to do. One technique that worked for me is to put my answers, is to put it in writing. When I put it in writing, it allows me flow better with I flow better with my hands. Then I type it. At that point, it's not refined. But by the time you are typing it, you start to refine it. That's one way to get your original thought flow. That's what works for me. I don't know. What works for different people, or for people, it's going to be different. And finally, which cannot be underestimated, finally, but not the least, you need to pray for God's favor in your application. favor is I believe favor is really important when it comes to your application, because sometimes you see people that you feel, no, this application is strong and they didn't pass through, and there are some essays or some application just like, no, this is average, and the person gets the scholarship. So you cannot underestimate the place of God's favor in your application. So please put prayer for favor as you are applying, as you're approaching the nominating agencies and they're writing your applications as well. Thank you so much. I don't know if Annette wants to say anything before we go into the question and answers.
Yeah, thank you so much. You've done so well, Abby. Oh my God. That's a lot. That's why I kept on getting choked. Yeah, but anyways, guys, that's great. I think from my understanding, it's very hard for people to get people who will proofread their essays, because most people, they have friends, but friends are not familiar with the kind of the essays, and considering the word limit, some people might not give you constructive feedback on what to remove and what to have in the essays. So I think that's the major challenge. And even if you're using Grammarly is not everything. Yeah, so yeah, you will have to I think some people might use ChatGPT, because now that, you can make use of that, but make sure that you are original, because they can easily catch you. Yeah, she mentioned about plagiarism. Some people don't know plagiarism, don't know what it is. But I'm sure if you just copy and paste that information without changing it into your own wording and then citing it, that's plagiarism. Some people asked about citing. How do they cite? Because if you want to avoid plagiarism, you can't use somebody's work on numbers or figures, for example, mainly on statistics, and then not cite them. So what I did was to have the statistics, have the brackets, cite the author, whatever style you use, have the year in, close the bracket I do the in-text citation, but no references downstairs because of the word limit, and it's not even necessary. Yeah, and then in terms of favor, that's very important. Sometimes these things need luck. I know people who are far better than me. I have seen excellent people in this life, but they still fail. Not because they are bad, but there is something, maybe a curse from the family. I don't even know. So pray so that you can break those curses. When I got this scholarship for my master's, I didn't have any job. Can you imagine getting this scholarship right from my undergraduate? I graduated in 2020 August, and I joined Oxford in October same year. So I applied before I finished my bachelor's degree, and I got the scholarship. I didn't have any work experience, but now you can't get the scholarship without the work experience, if that's right. And for my PhD, there's another rule that they added, and I didn't have that. They selected me in 2022. So when some students told me about this rule, I got totally confused. I was like, what? I don't have this. How come this applies to you? So I don't know how things have been happening, and I can't explain this. So yeah, you need some favor, but yeah. But I'm sure if you do your best and you keep praying, things will happen. And the next thing is, don't only apply to this scholarship, because it takes a long time for you to get the response from them. You apply around October, you get a response, I think from March, April, May, somewhere there, June?
I think July.
June, July, that's a long time. You have invested all your energy in this thing. You're waiting for almost half a year, right? Close to 7 months, and then you don't get it. So apply to this, but just have it in mind that it's not a guarantee that you're going to get it. So apply to many other opportunities so you don't feel so bad if you don't get it, because it hurts. Waiting is so long. If it's quick, it makes sense. Okay, I'm rejected, let me move on. But waiting with all the hopes, you have the admission, you have other things in place. Oh man, that's not the best feeling in this world. Yeah, then we can go to questions. Abe.